a balanced diet and lifestyle may reduce pain after a vaccine shot. Tzu Chi volunteers distribute supplies to fire affected residents in Indonesia. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Hu Chiao. Glad to have you here. As more vaccines arrive in Taiwan, more citizens are able to get vaccinated. Though many are still worried about the side effects of a vaccine. What are the side effects after vaccination? What are the ideal nutritious foods we should consume? Is it safe to massage our vaccine site after vaccination? Let us find answers in the following report. I want to get vaccinated because the pandemic is very serious. And besides taking care of ourselves firsthand, there's no other way to protect ourselves, so I thought of getting the vaccination. Mr. Gao is a representative from a construction company. After Level 3 alert, his company splits shifts, reducing risks. While he is just like others, worrying about the side effects of a vaccine, he still decided to get vaccinated as soon as possible. At last, he received the Moderna COVID-19 vaccine. At first, I thought of getting AstraZeneca, but after receiving the Moderna vaccine shot, besides the pain at the vaccine site, after 2 to 3 days, the pain disappeared. Looking at AstraZeneca and Pfizer BioNTech COVID-19 vaccines, approximately 54.2% to 92% of people will experience pain at the vaccine site after the first shot. The common side effects are fatigue, headache, and fever. Around 7.9% to 15.5% of people will have a fever, though these symptoms will normally resolve after a few days.
那当然，疫苗本来就有存在一些不可预知的风险。那这个就是
Vaccines do have uncertainties and risks. You must overcome those yourself. And I didn't even consider that much.
因为毕竟疫情的因素不是我们可控，什么时候你要被
I just hope to get vaccinated as soon as possible, because the pandemic is still hard to control. I received the AstraZeneca vaccine, and I experienced muscle pain at the vaccine site. I also experienced fever 12 hours after the shot.
肌肉疼痛，我是到隔天大概打了应该有12小时左右，隔天的下午就觉得就确定是有一点发烧了。
As of now in Taiwan, citizens may receive AstraZeneca and Moderna vaccinations. Along with the upcoming Pfizer BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine, most people will experience muscle pain and fever. Only a few will have experienced rare side effects. Thrombus is rare. It's about 1 in 10,000. A lot of AstraZeneca shots are completed in Taiwan, and the chance of thrombus is little. According to my knowledge, Easterners have a less likely chance to get thrombus compared to a Westerner. Many people say that Moderna will have no side effects. It is wrong. When Moderna vaccines are given to young people in Israel and the United States, many had inflammatory cardiomyopathy and pericarditis. This is heavily related to the immune system, since after the vaccination, our immune system will sometimes attack innocent parts of the body. Can we massage the vaccine site? Let us ask BCA's chairman Ling Yingran. Normally speaking, we shouldn't be massaging vaccine sites because we want the vaccine to stay longer in the dedicated location. Therefore, our immune system may come into contact with the vaccine, and with a longer duration, this creates a better effect overall. Therefore, it is not recommended to do massages at the vaccine site. After all, COVID-19 vaccines are developed within a short amount of time. Therefore, it is normal for citizens to worry about its side effects. Nutritionists suggest that before vaccination, one should pay attention to their own nutritional intakes.
饮食的部分呢，想在这边提醒大家。
As for eating, I want to remind everyone that we should eat more vitamin A, C, and D, like zinc. These foods will help our immunity and will help strengthen the effect of the vaccine you receive.
Food with different colors provide multiple nutritious values. Along with a disciplined lifestyle and enough sleep, these factors will help lessen the uncomfortable feelings after a vaccine shot.
We have
to reduce the inflammation, therefore we shouldn't eat food that causes inflammation. For example, saturated fat will cause inflammation. Fried foods will also cause the same result. So before receiving the vaccination, it is advised to avoid eating these type of foods. Furthermore, one should also avoid drinking alcohol before getting a vaccination shot.
Herd immunity can only be achieved when vaccines are available to everyone. It is suggested that before receiving a vaccine shot, one should stay calm, eat healthily, and get enough sleep to decrease the uncomfortable feelings after vaccination. As oximeters become harder to purchase, Tzu Chi Northern District's assistive device platform imported 1,100 oximeters, giving these devices to COVID-recovered citizens, people with chronic diseases, and senior Tzu Chi Dharma friends. Volunteers hope that these helpful devices will help more people in need.
Mr. Xu was confirmed positive for COVID-19 a month ago. Although he's recovered, he still experiences long-term fatigue as his right foot suffers from herpes. After leaving the hospital, he uses an oximeter to measure his oxygen saturation level.
Now I'm healthy. I bring this oximeter with me whenever I go out to work out, since whenever my body feels unwell, the device can alert me at any time.
Mr. Xu's oximeter is provided by Tzu Chi Northern District's assistive device platform.
I told him I have a lot of oximeters. I bought a lot of those, and I'll give one to you. Besides the oximeter, the husband also needs oxygen generators. Therefore, we provided a lot of information to his daughter, and we also introduced an oxygen generator vendor to his daughter.
Tzu Chi Northern District's assistive device platform provides oximeters to senior Tzu Chi Dharma friends. At New Taipei City Xizhi District, 70-year-old senior volunteer Lu Lihui is happy to see volunteers. As oximeters are given, volunteers also give out helpful advices, hoping to safeguard people's well-being.
We worked together. They provided an oximeter for me, though I'm not that old compared to others. We wanted to provide this oximeter to our Dharma friends. This time we gave it to Li Hui's sister through the help of the assistive device platform.
At Xizhi, volunteers are busy organizing and cleaning up the storage room for assistive devices. Though before caring for others, they must know how to take care of themselves.
Oximeter is an important device in preventative healthcare. Just like SIFGEM manometer, we will import these devices for the purpose of sports, reducing our costs. These devices will help people in need, such as our Dharma friends.
At the end of June, Tzu Chi Northern District Assistive Device Platform donated oximeters to local governments, helping out nearby hospitals. Recently, more oximeters are provided to citizens and Tzu Chi Dharma friends, amounting to a total of 905 oximeters.
In Malaysia, the pandemic situation in Sarawak has been getting serious. As a result, Sarawak General Hospital is in need of medical equipment. Tzu Chi volunteers raised funds and donated medical equipment to the hospital.
As it is inconvenient for large trucks to enter Sarawak General Hospital, Kuching Tzu Chi volunteers send medical supplies to the hospital with a truck. Under the pandemic, the hospital is in need of medical supplies. Tzu Chi has donated 10 high-flow nasal cannulas and 5 ICU beds to the hospital.
Having the medical equipment makes all the difference. Therefore, medical equipment is very important to patients.
This is in fact very important equipment. I hope we can help more patients. If their conditions are not very serious, It would be less of a burden to our ICU.
The medical equipment can lessen medical workers' burden while relieving the patient's symptoms, but the cost is large. Therefore, the volunteers have been raising funds from their families and friends.
In the beginning, we were a bit worried because people have been impacted financially by the pandemic. We are very grateful for everyone's compassion.
I have a friend who lives in Australia. I sent these information to him, and on the second day, he said, "All right, I'll donate to Tzu Chi."
As we were raising funds, when people learned that we need a lot of donations, some of them complained that it is government's responsibilities and not ours. However, some people feel that we all have the responsibility. The kind-hearted people I came across said that they will donate as much as they can.
Later on, injection pumps will be delivered to the hospitals, hoping to relieve the needs for medical equipment on the front line.
Middle elementary school students in Malaysia have not been able to return to school for over 2 months now, studying in online courses. Some of the Tzu Chi Care recipient families couldn't even afford to buy a computer, using mobile phones to attend online classes. Upon hearing the news, Tzu Chi Johor Bahru branch gathered up secondhand laptops, helping disadvantaged students.
When the laptop is turned on, the first thing they see is a jingxia for them for the day.
When the students turn the laptop, they can be connected to the Dharma and also receive the Master's blessings. This will bring them some peace during this remote learning at home.
The volunteers' detailed care extend to the computer software. They have pre-installed programs and applications the students might need.
Technology is very advanced right now, so we have considered that during their lessons, they might use Google Class or Google Meeting, so these laptops are equipped for that and won't be a problem.
Currently, we have 110 computers. We're using only laptops right now, which have microphones and cameras built in. So it's very suitable for the children to use for their online work. We want the children to understand that so many people have come together to pave their path of education so that they won't have to stop learning.
With a laptop screen that's much bigger than a mobile phone, these students don't have to be stressed about researching on the internet or doing their homework.
开心，为什么？因为可以帮助我们学习，所以说可以上网课。
那之前是怎么样？
用手机咯。
像电脑跟手机比，哪个比较好？
电脑好处就是字比较大一点，可以写出来。
Perasaan gembira, sekarang ini lebih.
I'm very happy because it is much easier to find information online. Before, when I used the mobile to search during class, it was difficult to see.
These new-to-them computers can help the students continue their learning and also ease the parents' worries about their technology.
之前都是用二手的。
In the past, we used a second-hand mobile, but it could be slow to process, so I worry about it at times.
With this computer, he can fully learn. This computer won't be used to play games, only studying. As if it broke, then that would not be good.
With the cooperation of the parents, these secondhand computers can help the students continue their education during COVID times and also help them improve their skills in life.
In Indonesia, Jakarta, a fire broke out at Telagong Ward. Over 200 households were destroyed. Obeying pandemic prevention measures, Tzu Chi volunteers arrived to complete the distribution.
After the massive fire, the once lovely community has been destroyed. Over 200 families were affected, and in mid-pandemic, they have no one to turn to for help.
At around 2 p.m., the fire started. We tried to put out the fire, but it still spread to other homes. Everything in the house was burned. I'm only left with the clothes on my back. When my kids escaped, they didn't even wear tops, only pants.
The day before the distribution, Tzu Chi volunteers came to form a registry of the victims. The distribution was separated into 9 groups to avoid crowd clustering and also to ease the victims' worries.
Thank you for the disaster relief items. I hope they have gratitude in their hearts to get through this test. We also hope during the process of rebuilding their homes, they don't forget to follow pandemic safety measures.
Inside the disaster relief box, there is a blanket, sarong, clothes, and daily necessities for living, all in the hopes of solving the victims' current obstacle.
In Indonesia, an elderly Tzu Chi care recipient, Winarti, suffers from multiple illnesses. After her husband suffered a stroke and passed away, Winarti has been supporting herself by working at a stall. Since she doesn't have money to seek medical attention, Tzu Chi volunteers have come to provide love and care. Tzu Chi care recipient Winarti makes a living by working at the stall in front of this house. Being 74 years old, she is often tormented by illness, but she bears with it.
If I can endure the pain, I'll continue to walk.
After her husband suffered a stroke and passed away, Winarti does not have money to seek medical attention. Fortunately, volunteers have brought aid supplies and good news for her. In the past, she felt hopeless, as she had to worry about her daily meals and other expenses.
Volunteers have helped me a lot. They understand my way of living. They really care about me.
Tzu Chi volunteers provide medical subsidies and transportation fees. In addition to love and care, they hope Winarti can stay optimistic and rise above life's challenges. As the Malaysian government imposed several movement control orders, causing many to go into financial difficulties, as kind people initiated movements to help people in need, displaying the loving nature of Malaysians. Although several movement control orders are in place, the Malaysian government still is unable to control the pandemic, as locals are financially impacted by the lockdown. A lot of locals initiate events such as free meals, Kabar Bandra puts in movement, and food banks to help people get through tough times. These movements of love have displayed the loving nature of Malaysians. At Cecil Road, for 3 weeks, the local restaurant provides free meals to citizens on Mondays.
The first time we gave out 280 meals, the second time 400. This time we gave out 500 meals. They woke up at 6 a.m. to prepare the meals and do it out of charity. We'll give these meals to whoever comes to pick up.
Goey Pil's family sells affordable meals at Tanako Kopitiam, and after invitation from the restaurant owner, free lunch boxes are given out to locals. This kind act has inspired 19-year-old Goey Pil as he established a food pantry at Cecil Road. At the start, I shared on Facebook and Instagram. On the first day, I received donations from 10 friends and family members. After a few more days, many other passionate citizens helped me out. On Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, we'll put a shelf next to our house. People may take whatever they need on the shelf. The Cecil Road Food Bank is right beside a market, as it is very obvious amongst all the stalls. Every time the food bank opens, many arrive to collect supplies. Within an hour, all the supplies are given out. Goey Pils and his friends established a food bank, and besides disinfecting visiting citizens, they also made sure that people take what they actually need, securing supplies for more people in need. As for supply donors, they can directly visit the food bank to bring in supplies. During the interviewing process, a kind citizen brought supplies to the food bank. This kind donor saw this food bank while passing by the street. Therefore, he thought of purchasing instant noodles to help out. I bought instant noodles over, things that they can eat. I sell bread, but because the food bank can take in bread, therefore I brought over instant noodles. My business is impacted, but I wanted to help out. For 9 days, Malaysia's COVID confirmed cases has been over the 10,000 mark, as local roads are in total lockdown. Though during tough times, the kind and loving acts of Malaysians have brought warmth to many. I hope to do this for at least a month, because if I do this for too long, it's not a good sign since it means more people are hungry. I think 1 month is fine, but if there is really a higher demand, I can extend this period. In Malaysia, the COVID situation has impacted the economy. Tzu Chi Malaysia chapter has initiated a pandemic relief plan to provide help to care recipients, hoping the care recipients can get through the tough times.
The pandemic has impacted the economics of Malaysia. Many people cannot work due to the lockdown. As a result, many people are facing financial difficulties. Tzu Chi Malaysia chapter has initiated a pandemic relief 4.0 plan. They want to help care recipients get through the pandemic.
We
will hold online meetup for care recipients. We will read the letter from Dharma Master Zhen Yan, so that our care recipients can know that our master and Tzu Chi volunteers care about them. They're not alone, because Tzu Chi volunteers will accompany them. We will also deliver Jingsi food products, including oatmeal, multigrain powder, instant noodles, and instant rice through their doors. There's another issue. Have they made appointments with vaccinations? For solitary seniors over the age of 60, if they do not have mobile phones and cannot make appointments, we might have to ask their bureau chiefs to help them do this.
As the pandemic gets serious, volunteers are conducting visits online. They also mail the aid supplies to decrease person-to-person contact and risk of infection. However, there are times when volunteers have to go out. City volunteer Li Ben-Hu has come to care recipient Miriam's home to take Miriam to the hospital for treatment. A few days ago, Miriam went to the hospital for a surgery, but she was emotionally unstable that the surgery could not be carried out. Today, volunteers accompany Miriam to the hospital, and Miriam feels a peace of mind.
Yeah, I feel nervous, but they all ask me to pray. A lot take care of me. Whenever I call them, whatever I want, they will give me. They'll take me anywhere I go. Hospital also, they are my guardian. If anything happened to me or what, I ask them to take care of my children. So I feel relief a bit.
One time, the doctor told her that cancer cells have spread. She had a breakdown and kept crying outside the hospital. Then she called us, so we feel that if there are needs, we will accompany to the hospital. This way she would not be so afraid.
Besides accompanying care recipients to the hospital, volunteers also accompany care recipients without means of transportation to the vaccination stations so they can receive vaccination shots.
Although I am afraid of COVID-19 pandemic, I think when patients have needs, we should be willing to help people. We do not need to think about other issues.
City volunteers make efforts to calm the minds of care recipients so that they can feel at ease despite the pandemic.
In Indonesia, the Jakarta government has limited community activities, putting more workers out of financial difficulty. Tzu Chi worked with military officials to distribute supplies to people in need. We will leave you with these images. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.